Good afternoon, my dear students. Today we're going to have another virtual class for Math 101. This is College Algebra, and today we're going to discuss your forms of equations by line, which is under week 7. Today is November 12, 2021. Our schedule is 2:45 to 4:15 p.m. So we have now the forms of equations of a line. When we define a linear function in the previous module, we write it in the form y is equal to mx plus b. This form is a convenient one since it gives us the slope and the y-intercept, which are important to characterize our function. In some cases, we will be asked to determine the equation of a linear function with a given set of characteristics. This is why we have to be familiar with the other forms of the equation of a linear function. First, we have here the two-point form. So this is now the definition. The two-point form of an equation by line, we have y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 multiplied by x minus x1. So this is now your two-point form equation of a line, where your x1, y1, and x2, y2 are the 2 points on the line. Okay? So this form is used whenever we are given 2 points, where the line passes through. So which means if we have 2 points, point 1, we have our coordinates x1 and y1, and then we're going to have point 2 with the coordinates x2 and y2, and if we're going to connect the two lines, then we can form a line. So this is now the equation in finding the slope of a two-point form of an equation of a line. So we have your example. Determine the linear function whose graph passes through 1, -2, and -3 and 5. So with this one represents your x1, this one represents your y1. This one represents your x2, this one represents your y2. So solution. So since we are given 2 points, we can use the two-point form formula. So example, this is our equation, y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 multiplied by x minus x1. We have to choose which of the points 1, -2 and -3 or 5 will be our x1, y1 and x2, y2, so that we don't get confused when we are substituting in the equation. Let us say we made 1, -2 our x1, y1 and -3 and 5 our x2, y2. Substituting in our equation will give us y minus y1 equal, we have y2, that is your 5, no? y2 minus y1, which is -2, divided by x2, which is -3, minus x1, which is 1, multiplied by x minus 1. Our x1 is 1, y1 is -2, x2 is -3, y2 is 5. So if we're going to simplify our equation, y minus -2, we're going to have y plus 2 equal 5 minus -2, we have 7, -3 minus 1, we have 4, and then x minus 1. So we have -7 by 4, we have -7 for x. Then -7 by 4, we have 1. So this one will become positive 1, no? Pero dito, we're going to transpose 2 to the right side. So we have 2, no? So our least common denominator is 4. 4 divided by 1 is 4. Multiplied by 2 is 8. Okay, so negative 8 plus 1. Okay, so the answer is negative 1 all over 4. Okay, so that is our answer. So your equation of the 2-point form is equal to 7, negative 7 all over x minus 1 all over 4. Pero pag substitute natin ito, magbabago ito, no? Nawala yung plus 2 po dito, or minus 2, no? So minus 2, negative 1 half minus 1/4 minus 2. Okay? So 4 divided by 1 is, we have negative by negative, negative, no? Negative 4 divided by 1 is 4 times 2 is 8. Okay? So negative 8 plus 1, so this one should be equal to 7 all over 4, not 1 all over 4. So next we have your another applications. We call this one as the point slope form formula. So this is our definition. The point slope form of an equation of a line y minus y1 is equal to m multiplied by x minus x1, where m is the slope of the line and x1, y1 is a point on the line. This form is useful when we know the slope and a point where the line will pass through. Okay? So, let's say point slope formula, we have only one point. Kaya tinawag na lang point slope form formula. But in our example here, we have 2-point slope formula. So we have point 1 and point 2. But for this one, we have only one point. The point slope form on an equation of a line, y minus y1 is equal to m multiplied by x minus x1, where your m is the slope of the line and x1, y1 is a point on the line. This form is useful when we know the slope and at a point where the line will pass through. So dito given na yung slope, pero dito hindi given yung slope, no? Isosolve po natin. By this time, na-solve po natin yung slope dito is negative 7 for all over x. From our equation, y is equal to mx plus b. Okay? Be sure the y-intercept. Okay? Example. Determine the equation of a line that has a slope of 4 and contains the points negative 3 and 5. Okay? So, by this time, your m is given, which is equivalent to 4. Negative 3 and 5, this will represent your x1, this will represent your y1. Solution, using the point slope form, m is equal to 4, and negative 3 and 5, these are the coordinates of our point. Y minus y1 is equal to m multiplied by x minus x1. Okay, so y minus y1 is 5, our slope is 4, x minus x1. But your x1 is equal to negative 3, so negative 3 minus dito is magiging plus 3 po siya. So if we're going to simplify our equation, 4 by x is 4x. 4 by 3 is 12. Pero, pag inilipat po natin ito sa kabila, the answer is 7. So with that, the equation of a line that has a slope of 4 and points of negative 3 and 5 will have y is equal to 4x plus 17. So that is our answer. So next we have your D, the slope-intercept form. So this is now your definition. The slope-intercept form of an equation of a line, so formula y is equal to mx plus b. Okay? So this is our equation, mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Okay? So that's our formula. So be careful of the formula that we have. We already the third formula. The first one is the 2-point slope formula. Second one is the point slope formula, which is 1 point, and it has a given slope. By this time, we have now the slope intercept form. So where M is the slope and P is the y-intercept. Okay, so how are we going to have that one? So this is our example. Determine the equation of the line that has a slope of -8 and y-intercept of 12. Okay, so solution, we use the slope intercept form of the equation of the line. Y is equal to mx plus b. So since your slope is -8, so my dear students, we have different types of slopes, no? Pag yung slope po natin is nakaganito po siya, okay? Naka-incline po siya ng ganito, we have your positive slope. Pag yung slope natin is nakaganito, for this one, we have negative slope. For this one, it's -8. So, the direction of your slope is going like this one. Pag positive po siya, nakaganito. Then after that, if you have your straight vertical line, ang tawag po natin, yung slope po doon is undetermined. Hindi natin alam kung negative or positive. But if your slope lies horizontally, okay, nandito po siya, ganun po siya, lies horizontally, then your slope is equal to 0. So that's the way how we're going to determine the slope, either positive, negative, 0, or undefined. So for this one, we use the slope intercept form of the equation of a line. Y is equal to mx plus b. Your m is -8, so we have -8x plus your y-intercept is equal to 12. So that's our solution. So next we have your the intercept form. Definition. The intercept form of the equation of a line, we have x all over a plus y all over b is equal to 1. Where a is the x-intercept and b is the y-intercept. Okay, how are we going to have that one? Example, determine the equation of a line that has an x-intercept of 3 and a y-intercept of -4. Solution, since we are given the x-intercept and the y-intercept, we use the intercept form. Okay, so this is your formula, x all over a plus y all over b is equal to 1. And if we're going to substitute our given data, your x-intercept is equal to 3. That is our a. And then your y-intercept, that is our b, which is equivalent to -4. Okay, so x all over 3 plus y divided by 4 is equal to 1. So next, we're going to get their least common denominator po dito. So ang ginawa po dito, pinag-multiply natin, we have to multiply the equation by 12 para makancel po ito, no? So 12 divided by 3, we have 4x. 12 divided by -4, we have -3y. Then 12 times 1, we have 12. So simplify it further, solving for y, okay? Y will be 4 all over 3 multiplied by x minus 4. Yung 12 dito, paano siya naging 4? We have 12 divided by 4, 3 pala, no? So, since we have here the LCD is 3, no? So, 12 divided by 3, the answer is -4. So, that's our answer. Okay? So, that's the way how we're going to find the intercept form of the equation line if your x-intercept and y-intercept are given in the problem. Okay? Next. So these are now the summary, no? Pag 2-point formula, you have your formula, y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 multiplied by x minus x1. So this is now the summary of our formula. For the point slope form, y minus y1 is equal to your m multiplied by x minus x1. So dito given na yung slope, no? Dito isosolve mo pa yung slope. Ito yung formula ng slope po natin. Formula ng slope, rise all over run. Or delta y all over delta x. Okay? If you have your 2 points, like for this one, okay, then we're going to draw a right triangle. So this height is what we call your d rise. And then this distance, horizontal distance, is what we call your d run. Okay? So slope is equal to rise all over run or delta y all over delta x or y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. If you have only 1 point slope form, this is our equation, y minus y1 is equal to m multiplied by x multiplied by x1. Okay? Pero pag hindi given yung m, then we can also use this formula. Okay? So next you have your d slope intercept form. Y is equal to mx plus b, where your b, that is your y-intercept. Your m, that is our slope. Okay? Next, for the intercept form, x all over a plus y all over b is equal to 1, where your a, that is your x-intercept, your b, that is your y-intercept. So this is now the summary of the formula for the equations of the line. X is the intercept. It is the point where the graph intersects the x-axis. So there are some formula kung paano makuha yung x and y intercept. Pag sa y-intercept, yung b po natin, paano siya kunin? We're going to equate the value of your x is equal to 0. Then, magkakaroon ka ng y-intercept. The same with your a-intercept. Equate mo yung y into 0, then you're going to have a value of x that represents your x-intercept. Kaya sabi niya dito, it is the point where the graph intersects the x-axis. Yun po siya. So we have your another example. Find the equation of a line that passes through the points 3 and 5 and 2 and 5. Solution. So since we are given 2 points, we will use the 2-point formula or equation. Okay? This one represents your x1. This one represents your y1. This one represents your x2. This one represents your y2. Okay? This one lies the point 1, and this one lies the point 2 with the coordinates of 2 and 5. So if we're going to solve for that one, okay, y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 multiplied by x minus x1. So let your x1, y1 is equal to 3 and 5, and your x2, y2 is equal to 2 and 5. Okay? So if we're going to substitute that one, okay, y minus y1, y minus 5. Ito siya, no? Y minus y1, then y2 is 5 minus 5, that is your y1. x2 is 2 minus 3, That is your x1. Multiply by x minus 3. 3 is the x1. So simplify it further. 1 minus 5 is equal to 0 divided by negative 1. 5 minus 5 is 0. Then we have negative 1. Then quantity x minus 3. So we have 0 multiplied by x minus 3. Okay? So ito magiging 0 siya. Ito 0 din. So y minus 5 is equal to 0. So y is equal to 5. So therefore, the equation of the line y is equal to 5. So that is our answer. Okay? So, pag titignan po natin, pag meron kayong nakitang ganito, agad, you're going to use the two-point form formula. Next, we have your another example. What is the equation of the line if its y-intercept is negative 3 and it passes through the point negative 2 and negative 9? Okay? So by this time, merong given na y-intercept which is negative 3. And also, meron kayong given na coordinates negative 2 and negative 9. So this is our solution. We will use the slope-intercept form y is equal to mx plus b. So since the y-intercept b is given and the slope m is obtained by substitution. Okay? So we're going to use the formula y is equal to mx plus b. So this is now our formula. Y is equal to mx plus b. So let b, your y-intercept is equal to negative 3. Then we substitute the point negative 2 and negative 9 into x and y. So this is your x and this is your y coordinates. Then solve for the m as shown below. Okay, so from our formula, y is equal to mx plus b. So we're looking for the equation of the line. So with this, our y is equal to negative 9 is equal to mx. Our x is negative 2, then plus b. Our b is equal to negative 3. So simplified further, we have negative 9 is equal to negative 2m minus 3. Or, if we're going to transpose this one, collecting like terms, magiging positive siya, 2m, ito ilipit natin siya, magiging positive din po siya. So we have 9 minus 3. So therefore, 2m is equal to 6. If we're going to solve for the slope, m is equal to 3. So we have your formula. Hence, the equation of the line is equal to y is equal to 3x minus 3. So yung value ng 3 natin, that's our m. Okay? And then, merong given na yung y-intercept natin is equal to negative 3. If we're going to follow this formula, we have y equal m is equal to 3. And then, multiply by x plus b, but by this time, your b is equal to negative 3. So therefore, the equation of the line, from this equation, what is the equation of the line? If its y-intercept is negative 3 and it passes through the point of negative 2 and 9 is equal to y is equal to 3x minus 3. Or you can still factor this one. Y is equal to 3 multiplied by x minus 1. So you can have that one as the equation of the line. Okay? Next, we have your D. Last example. Find the equation of the line that passes through the points 2 points. Okay? So this is our given. So we have your negative 5 and 10 and -3, and 4. Okay? So, our formula is equal to, this one represents your x1, y1. This one represents your x2 and y2. So, we can have also another alternative solution. So, solution, y is equal to -3x minus 5. Step 1. Okay? Find the slope using the formula. So, from our formula, as I have said, slope is equal to rise all over run. Or, that is delta y all over delta x. Or, that is the same as y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Kaya sabi niya, we have 2 points, -5 and 10. And -3 and 4. We will choose -5 and 10 as point 1. And -3 and 4 as your point 2. Kaya we are going to use the 2-point slope formula. It does not matter which is point 1 and which is point 2, as long as we stay consistent throughout our calculations. Now we can plug the points into our formula of slope. Okay? Doon sa formula po natin ng una, ito po siya, no? Supposed to be, we're going to use this formula. Okay? Pero, na-shortcut po natin. Dahil ito, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 represents now your m. That is your slope. Kaya yun po yung formula na ginamit po dito. Ito siya. Rise all over run, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So your y2 is equal to 4, y1 is equal to 10. Then your x2 is -3, x1 is -5. So if we're going to simplify that one, we have 4 minus 10. Okay, 4 minus 10, then -3 minus minus magiging -3 plus 5. Okay? So, it's equal to -6 all over 2. Okay? Is equal to -3. Okay? So, the slope of the line is -3. So, the m in y is equal to mx plus b. The answer is -3. So, we have -3, ito na yun, no? X minus 5. Your x minus 5, that is your formula dito, no? X minus x1. Okay? So, we have minus 5. So, your answer is y is equal to -3x minus 5. So, that is all about the equations of the line. So, the most important is we have to familiarize with this formula. Okay? So, again, 2-point form, if there are 2 points given, use this formula. Next, slope-intercept form, we're going to use the y is equal to mx plus b. Pag given yung slope na or intercept na y, which is your v. And also, from your point slope form, y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. By this time, makikita mo siya na ang given ay yung m. Given na po yung slope. No? Pag given yung slope, given yung 1 point, we're going to use the point slope formula. Okay? Pwede nyo rin gamitin yung formula nito para masolve yung slope po dito. But since for this one is only for point slope form formula. And then for the intercept form, we have your the x-intercept saka y-intercept. Ito yung formula na gagamitin po natin. So don't be confused whatever the given, then you have to rely on this formula for the equation of the line. But the most important, the equation of your slope is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. That is your slope formula. And reminders po ulit, if you can see a slope, okay, alam po natin kung positive siya, negative, and zero. Pag ganito ang slope niya, we have your positive slope. Pag ganito po yung slope natin na ganito, then we have your negative slope. Pag ang slope natin is straight line, then we call that an determined slope. Pag slope po natin ay ganito, horizontal line, that is zero. Okay? So that's all for today, which is all about the forms of equations of a line, wherein we have used the four formula. Thank you.